Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of State of the Yankees. Today is Saturday, January 19th, 2019, and welcome to this edition. Today, we have some exciting news on the Yankees front. During the week, they signed Ottavino, and we're going to review how that helps our bullpen. Now, if you recall, last year, our bullpen was ranked 10th at an ERA of 3.78. Now, I realize the numbers I have here are 4.0, but that also takes into consideration that relief pitchers that did not qualify for the team ERA based upon innings pitched. I just included everybody who pitched for us, period, to give us an overall figure, because I realize that Chess Adams only pitched for 7 innings, but it's still 7 innings he pitched. I count everybody that counted. That qualified. I mean, Tarplay only pitched a couple innings. I didn't count him, but that was the lowest I was going to go, 7 innings. So, with that having been said, let's break down how our bullpen actually did last year. Out of 13 pitchers, we had an average ERA of 4.0, which ranks 10th overall in all 30 teams in the major leagues. The number one was Houston at 3.11, and the worst was Baltimore 5.18, which made the league average bullpen a 4.13, which makes us a little better than average, but a far cry from where we really should have been. If you want to have a lockdown bullpen, somebody with whom you can the starting pitcher can hand the ball off to in a tight game, in a critical game, and you know they're going to carry it however many innings they have to and lock it down, you have to have a superior bullpen. And when you look at some of the top teams like Boston, or not Boston, but LA and Houston, they had some very top-notch bullpens, and they were able to close out games. We certainly couldn't get them. But so this is where we stood with our bullpen, which is Chapman, Green, Robertson, Betances, Holder, Sessa, Cole, and the whole like of them all. Some of them, honestly, I was surprised the numbers were that high, because the commentators were speaking about Holder and others and Shreve as a lot better than they actually have performed. Whereas Adam Warren was phenomenal for us last year, 2.70, just above Chad Green and Aroldis Chapman. So he had some really and Britton, honestly, 2.88. He did pitch a lot better than I thought he did. I really thought he was a very average kind of reliever for us, but based upon the numbers, in only 25 innings with 24 strikeouts, he actually did a lot better than I thought he had. As a result of our bullpen position, the Yankees let Robertson go. And one of the pitchers with which I was a little disappointed they did not go after was Andrew Miller, because back when we were trading off Miller and Robertson, Chapman and Miller to Chicago and to Cleveland to get prospects in to re-bolster our minor leagues, I thought, okay, we're going to get Chapman back at the end of the year. Miller is locked in for 3 years, so I was very curious why they didn't go after Miller. Well, let's take a look at his numbers over the past few years here. Only counting the 3 years that Miller was with Cleveland, and only counting the 2 years that Robertson was with us, because we got him back from Chicago prior to during 17. Now, the guy we did not re-sign, David Robertson, as noted in the previous board here, he had in last year a 3.23 ERA with 69 innings pitched. The prior year, only spent half the year with us, other half with Chicago. His New York numbers were 2.70 on 35 innings pitched and 51 strikeouts. Still a very solid middle reliever, but not exactly the lockdown kind of guy that Chad Green and Chapman were. And definitely not their caliber of Andrew Miller or even Ottavino. So Miller, he ended up signing elsewhere, and I'm very disappointed the Yankees did not go after him. I realized he was going to want closer money, but look at his numbers. Okay, look at his numbers. They're phenomenal. I have 1.55 ERA on 29 innings and 1.44 on 62 innings. Granted, last year he had a 4.24 and under 34 innings. I can't speak for why the decline, but I think that those last numbers there, you're only as good as the last game you played. And last year, Miller was just horrible numbers. I don't know why. I didn't really follow Cleveland Indians to know what was going on with Andrew Miller. I just have in my mind and in my heart a very good feeling about Miller. I feel like he's a top-notch pitcher, and whoever gets him is going to do very, very well. I think that's a mirage because his career numbers are a lot better than 4.24. Having said that, I think that's what scared the Yankees away. So, let's take a look at the guy that they did bring in. Okay. Adam Ottavino. Now, looking at his career numbers, he had his rookie year and 17 really weren't that great. 17 was very scary, but look at his numbers following his bad years. I mean, 2.64 and 2.43. He had high quality rebound years, and an overall average of 2.99 over 7 years shows this guy knows how to pitch out of the bullpen. You've got an average of 64 innings a year pitched. You've got, I apologize. Got an average of 52 and 2/3 innings pitched per year, an average strikeout ratio of 64.5 strikeouts per year, and career average is 299. This guy is going to bolster our bullpen. Is going to bring us an improved bullpen over what Robertson would have brought us. Now, I realize Robertson is a hometown hero and a Yankee favorite, but that's more of a subjective feeling towards Robertson. When you break down the numbers, we actually upgraded our bullpen with Ottavino. With 2018 with Robertson, we had an ESPN ERA of 3.78, good for 10th out of 30. Now, if you take out Robertson's numbers and you put in Ottavino's numbers from last year alone, we now bolster our bullpen to a theoretical 3.40 overall bullpen ERA, which, if you look at the ranking is for 2018, puts you at third. You jump from 10 to 3. Third best bullpen numbers in the entire Major League Baseball. This guy is going to be a great addition to the Yankees. We signed him for 3 years, and based upon his performance over the last 7, we will definitely get our money's worth out of this guy. This guy could give the leverage we need to Britton, to Chapman, to Green, to Betances, to Holder, and all of the lockdown pitchers. Adam Warren, for example, 2.70. I mean, this guy is going to fit in with the upper echelon of our bullpen and be an excellent late inning, lock down the game, bring home the win for us kind of guy. When I did last week a video on all the relief pitchers available, there had been rumors about going after Ottavino, so I said, okay, who else on the market that would be worth pursuing? And fundamentally, when looking at the numbers, I saw this guy as the guy you really want to get to bolster your bullpen. He already, the numbers show, he takes our bullpen, which is already one of the best in the game, and amps it up a notch. Takes you really where you want to go, and I have high hopes for this guy to help us out with bringing home some games, especially some close games, especially playoff games where it matters the most. Now, with our rotation being solidified with Happ and Paxton, I'm hoping that our pitchers will not have to work as hard. Our relief pitchers won't have to work as hard, because look at the number of innings we put in there. It's ridiculous. I mean, 51, 79, 75, 69, 60s. I mean, you've got 5 pitchers that were over 50 innings last year. You're just burning through your bullpen when your starting rotation can't get out of the 6th inning. And especially with all those pitchers that were leaving early for injury or for poor performance, putting in 2 1/3 innings and then getting beat up so bad, you got to bring in your bullpen that early on in the 2nd or 3rd inning. That burns out your bullpen, which is probably why our bullpen was a little burned out come playoff time. At the same time, I really blame the division series on our starting pitchers because they couldn't get out of the 4th inning. Now, with your Paxton, Severino, Tanaka on the law, I expect them to definitely, by average, pitch well past the 5th inning and give a break to our bullpen. But now that we've got Ottavino in our bullpen, that will give a lot of relief and aid to the rest of our pitchers, and hopefully we'll have the average inning count come down this year, and as well as the ERA come down a little bit, and hopefully even the strikeouts come up a little bit. From the commentary I've heard from the Yes Network, ESPN, other sources, they claim this guy is a lockdown pitcher. He knows how to throw nasty pitches. He knows how to throw some seriously nasty stuff. Now, I realize that's all subjective because he still can get hit. But having said that, I'm very pleased with the Yankees for making this signing. I think he'll do a great job for us, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do game time. And with that, I want to hear what you think about what I think. And if you just happen to be browsing across this channel, browsing through the internet and happen to come across this channel, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, and hit the notification little chime there so that when new videos come out, you can get a first-hand look at them, and give me your feedback and your thoughts and comments. And I would love to hear from you. Until then, have a wonderful weekend. Go Yankees!